Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Gonna be giving you my match reaction for the Manchester United Roma game. So yesterday night, Manchester United beat Roma 6-2 at Old Trafford in the Europa League semi-final first leg. Manchester United are definitely into the Europa League final. Manchester United were sensational in the second half, but poor in the first half. Obviously, the goals. Bruno Fernandes, he scored our first goal. It was a good composed finish from Bruno Fernandes, and it was a superb pass from Edinson Cavani. Roma equalised from a penalty from Lorenzo Pellegrini. The penalty was given from a handball by Paul Pogba. Then Roma obviously took the lead. It was a goal from Edin Dzeko. We was very poor defensively for Roma's second goal. Pellegrini got the assist for Dzeko's goal. So we was 2-1 down at half time. Then our second goal came from Edinson Cavani. Edinson Cavani also scored our third goal. Our fourth goal came from a penalty. Bruno Fernandes converted it. We got the penalty because Chris Smalling brought Edinson Cavani down. Fifth goal came from Paul Pogba. It was a lovely cross by Bruno Fernandes. And the sixth goal came from Mason Greenwood. He came off the bench. So yeah, Bruno Fernandes got 2 goals, Edinson Cavani got 2 goals, Edinson Cavani got 2 assists, and Bruno Fernandes got 2 assists. 3 Roma players went off injured in the first half. That was Spinazzola. I thought he did well before he had to come off. Lopez went off injured, and Virtu went off injured. But Romino did quite well in the first half. I thought Mkhitaryan played well for them in the first half. Pellegrini also had a good game, got a goal, got an assist. And Edin Dzeko was causing problems in that first half. We're finally into a final under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's Solskjaer's first major final as Manchester United manager. He knows how imperative it is, the Europa League, because it's our only chance of winning any silverware this season. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. And don't forget, Solskjaer did say last month that winning trophies can be an ego thing. This semi-final against Roma is obviously our 18th European semi-final, and it's our 5th semi-final under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And it was the first meeting between Manchester United and Roma in 13 years. We beat Roma 7-1 in the Champions League quarter-final back in the 2006-07 season. Obviously, De Gea was in net yesterday night, conceded his 21st straight penalty. David De Gea didn't really have much to do apart from take the ball out of his net on 2 occasions. I had a feeling we was going to go with De Gea in net. And Wan-Bissaka, obviously he was playing. I thought he got forward really well, especially in that second half. His positioning was poor though for Roma's second goal. He played a part in Edison Cavani's second goal because he initially had the shot. And Wan-Bissaka is really improving at Manchester United. Didn't really do much defensively though yesterday. This has been his second full season at Man United. We got Wan-Bissaka in a deal worth £50 million from Crystal Palace. Victor Lindelof looked isolated at times, but I thought he kept Dzeko reasonably quiet. Victor Lindelof's done well in recent weeks, but as you all know, I still have my strong reservations about him. Harry Maguire, he was okay, I suppose. Luke Shaw, I thought he enjoyed a good game. Weren't brilliant, but I thought it was still good. Luke Shaw got forward quite well. Got in some very good positions as well. Luke Shaw's had a good career at Manchester United despite his injuries. He's been at the club now over 6 years. Luke Shaw's been our best player this season by far. It recently said that Manchester United are set to offer Luke Shaw a new 5-year contract worth £180,000 a week. So we're going to be giving him a £30,000 pay rise. I think Luke Shaw's just got over 2 years left on his current contract, and Shaw's still our first choice left back despite the arrival of Alex Telles last summer. Fred, I thought he enjoyed a pretty good game yesterday, kept the ball well, passed the ball well, and he showed some good attacking intent. McTominay, don't think he was brilliant, to be honest with you. Marcus Rashford obviously started. I thought Marcus Rashford was very quiet, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. Still doesn't look fully fit. He only looks like 75% fit. Paul Scholes reckons Solskjaer made a mistake by starting Rashford on the right ahead of Mason Greenwood. I don't like Marcus Rashford on the right anyway. I prefer him on that left-hand side because that's where he's more effective. Paul Pogba. He enjoyed a very good game. I think he started on that left-hand side. Recently, we've been playing Paul Pogba in more of an advanced role, and we need to keep him in that advanced role because that's where he's more effective. Quite a few times before, though, we've played him in a deeper role, but I'm not too keen on him in a deeper role, and I hope Paul Pogba stays at Man United, potentially past the summer, because he does bring creativity to the team, and we've been getting the best out of him in recent months. Don't forget, Pogba was out with a thigh injury for a while. He had an ankle injury at the first part of this season, and he was out for the vast majority of last season with an ankle injury. Bruno Fernandes, he was absolutely superb, like I mentioned earlier on, got 2 goals. also got 2 assists. Edison Cavani, he was brilliant as well. Edison Cavani should have had a hat-trick because I think it was in the first half. First half, was it? He had a chance, one-on-one with a goalkeeper, but he missed it. Solskjaer says he's doing all he can to convince Edison Cavani to stay. Now, not so long ago, Solskjaer did say that Edison Cavani's future has not 100% been decided, but prior to that, he hinted that Edison Cavani will leave in the summer. It looks like Edison Cavani is going to be going to Boca Juniors, but I presume a lot of United fans want him to stay for next season, and so too does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Cavani's current contract expires at the end of the season, but there is an option to trigger his contract for a further year. Now, the 3 substitutions we brought on in the game, we brought Nemanja Matic on, and he made an impact when he came on. We brought Juan Mata on, and we brought Mason Greenwood on. I was expecting Manchester United to beat Roma, but certainly not 6-2. Roma are a poor team, but let's be honest, they're not exactly great, are they? Obviously, they're sitting, 7th in Serie A. They're now winless in their last 5 games in all competitions, so they're in a bad vein of form. Their current manager is Paulo Fonseca. He's been Roma manager since 2019. Managed a few clubs before Roma. He managed Shakhtar Donetsk, Braga and Porto. Also managed another club, but I can't pronounce the team's name. So yeah, the second leg against Roma is next week. Obviously, it is away from home. Villarreal beat Arsenal in the other semi-final 2-1. Arsenal could easily pull it back though at the Emirates. I'm hoping for a Manchester United and Arsenal final because that means it will be an all-English final. But we've got a very, very good chance of winning the Europa League. We got to the semi-finals last season. We lost 2-1 to Sevilla. And we won the Europa League back in 2017 under the Jose Mourinho, where we beat Ajax in the final 2-0. Now we've got a very, very big game on Sunday. We do play Liverpool at Old Trafford. The preview for that will be coming up later on today. Manchester United and Liverpool is the biggest game in English football. Liverpool have endured a very poor season to their standards. And obviously, some Liverpool fans have been demanding Jurgen Klopp out, especially earlier on this season. We beat Liverpool earlier on this season in the FA Cup 4th round, 3-2. We drew with them 0-0 at Anfield in the league. We haven't beaten Liverpool in the Premier League though since 2018. But Liverpool's last win at Old Trafford was back in 2014 when they won 3-0. It's going to be interesting to see how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer approaches the game against Liverpool on Sunday. I'm expecting him to make some changes from the 6-2 win against Roma. And I presume Solskjaer will be doing his press conference today ahead of the game against Liverpool. I can assure Manchester United will finish in the top 4 in the Premier League this season. We'll probably finish second. We know we're not going to win the league because we are too far behind Man City. You know, Solskjaer did say though earlier on this season, we will never ever give up on the Premier League title. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, that's 8 years ago now. By the way, I think a lot of Ollie outs were trending at half time yesterday night. Obviously, a lot of United fans have criticised Solskjaer and they've obviously been demanding him out of the club. They've obviously got main explanations why they've been demanding him out of the club, but I presume there's still a lot of Manchester United fans that are Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in and they believe that he needs more time at the club. This has been his second full season. He's been Manchester United manager now over 2 years. I can assure Solskjaer will be Man United manager in the summer transfer window and he'll be Man United manager next season. Because we've already made it clear that Solskjaer will not be sacked even if we fail to win the Europa League. I'll stick to what I've said though. I still don't think Solskjaer is the long-term manager for Manchester United. I presume a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. Obviously our board must think he's a long-term manager because earlier on this season he said that Solskjaer agreed a new 3-year contract worth 30 million. I think Ollie's just got under a year left on his current 3-year contract. I can assure Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson. Like I've said to you, I do have my concerns about Ollie. My 2 biggest concerns about Ollie, like I've said before, is that he hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager. But that doesn't mean he can't succeed as Man United manager. And his decision making also concerns me. But there's also a lot of positives regarding Ollie as well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is aware of how big this year's summer transfer window is going to be for himself and Manchester United in general. The summer transfer window will be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. I'm expecting Man United to make around 3 or 4 signings in the summer transfer window and I've already identified the areas in the squad where we need to strengthen up. But I'm expecting us to spend big in the summer transfer window, but Solskjaer did mention earlier on this season that we may not do business as usual due to the pandemic, but he said he's interested in bringing in players that'll be a perfect fit for the club. Solskjaer should get good backing in the summer transfer window and I'm expecting him to get the backing he deserves because obviously we've got John Murtough, he's our director of football. Obviously we've got Darren Fletcher, he's our technical director and plus we've got Matt Judge. Obviously Ed Woodward said earlier on this season that he believes Solskjaer is the right man to lead the club forward. Woodward released a statement regarding the players in Solskjaer and he says the progress by Solskjaer and the players this season is clear. So in that aspect Woodward's backing him. And even when we was enjoying them really bad periods under Ole, Woodward come out and showed his support for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer several times. But you know the news, don't you, already regarding Ed Woodward. It got announced last week that Ed Woodward resigns as Manchester United Vice Chairman. And he will stand down at the end of the year. Ed Woodward has had a 16-year association with Manchester United. Don't forget, I updated you recently that Ed Woodward's home was attacked by protesters last week. Ed Woodward will get to choose Manchester United's next chief executive before he leaves. It recently said there could be 5 candidates that Manchester United could look at, and it actually said Edwin van der Sar is the favourite to replace Ed Woodward. If we recommended Edwin van der Sar in, I think it would be the right decision by the club. Because obviously Edwin van der Sar knows the club well, and he's got that experience because he's currently the CEO at Ajax at the moment. You've got to credit him for the work he's done at Ajax. And Edwin van der Sar was linked with a technical director's role at Man United. But anyway, I presume all United fans were happy regarding the news over Ed Woodward, because we've been very critical of Ed Woodward for a long time. So who will Manchester United's next vice chairman be? Now, it says Manchester United fans will protest against the Glazers before our game against Liverpool on Sunday. Our fans recently protested against the Glazer family outside Old Trafford, and our fans burnt the American flag. Not so long ago, our fans protested against the Glazers outside Carrington and blocked entrances into the Carrington training ground to protest against the Glazers. There was banners saying 51%, MUFC 20 and Glazers out. The Glazers want £4 billion to sell the club. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer recently insisted that the Glazer family will not sell Manchester United. Before that, he told protesters that Joe Glazer loves the club. And the Red Knights have told the Glazers to sell Manchester United. Not so long ago, the Glazers apologised over the European Super League plans. It'd be the right decision to get the Glazers out of the club, because I hate the way the football club has been run now for a long time. The Glazers have been at Manchester United like 16 years. You know, they've been with us since 2005. Haven't they? Obviously, you know, the news regarding the transfers and that. I recently give you the news on Dominic Calvert-Lewin from Everton. Everton want at least £80 million to sell Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and Stretton News recently said that Manchester United had recently put a bid in for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. We've enquired about his availability before. I'd take him at Manchester United is because he's a prolific goal scorer and he's well proven in the Premier League, and he has been at Everton now for quite a few years. He's made around 141 appearances in the Premier League and scored 38 goals. He's got a contract with Everton until 2025. Everton paid just £1.5 million for him. Before Everton, he had loan spells with Northampton Town and Stalybridge Celtic. Before them loan spells, he was at Sheffield United and he was with them a long time. Very, very good striker is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Now, obviously, there's a lot of narratives coming out regarding Harry Kane. Harry Kane has come out and said that he wants to win team trophies after Tottenham's Carabao Cup final defeat to Manchester City. Harry Kane wants to leave Tottenham, And it actually said earlier on this season he will ask to leave Tottenham if Tottenham fail to qualify for the Champions League. Earlier on this season as well, it said that Harry Kane wants to stay in the Premier League if he decides to leave Tottenham. Now, Daniel Levy, the Tottenham chairman, has said that Tottenham will only consider offers for Harry Kane starting at 125 million. Earlier on this season, it said that Harry Kane had dealt Tottenham a major blow because he refused to commit his future to Tottenham, and it said he's delaying his transfer decision until after the Euros. Said earlier on this season as well that PSG were looking to beat us and Man City to the signing of Harry Kane. But he's been in our agenda now for quite some time. Harry Kane is regarded as one of the best strikers in the world because he's a prolific goal scorer and his link-up play is good. You know, obviously he's well proven in the Premier League. He's been a very long servant at Tottenham. He's been with them 17 years now. He's been in their senior squad since 2009 and he's got a contract with Tottenham until 2024 because back in 2018 he signed a 6-year contract. Kane's won the Golden Boot a couple of times as well. He's had loan spells before with Leyton Orient, Millwall, Norwich and Leicester. David Ornstein spoke about Kane earlier on this season. He said he spoke to people in football. He said Harry Kane is unhappy and he wants to leave Tottenham. He said he's committed to Tottenham whilst he's there, but he wants to win the biggest trophies and he's not experiencing this at Tottenham. You know? Obviously, you know the news regarding Erling Haaland from Borussia Dortmund. Man United may be forced to wait until next year to get Haaland. Obviously, next year, Haaland will be available for around £65 million because that's when his release clause becomes active. But we will make Erling Haaland our number one transfer target. He recently said Borussia Dortmund have set their asking price for Haaland. It's 130 million, but it says Man United are prepared to pay 130 million pounds for him. Erling Haaland will leave Dortmund if they fail to qualify for the Champions League, and Michael Zorc, Borussia Dortmund sporting director, said not so long ago that he's adamant that Haaland will be at Dortmund next season. And you already know the news regarding Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. We are confident we can get Jadon Sancho on the cheap in the summer. We've talked with Jadon Sancho's representatives over the potential move to Old Trafford. Dortmund are actually planning to sell Jadon Sancho, so they've got a much greater chance of keeping Erling Haaland. So there's a lot of players Manchester United are looking at, but in the summer transfer window, we're going to focus on the incomings and the outgoings. I reckon quite a few players are going to leave us in the summer transfer window. You know, there's a good chance Cavani's going to leave, but I hope we can keep him. A lot of United fans are saying that we need to offload Anthony Martial. You know, Martial's out of an injury. It's very, very likely Martial is going to be out for the remainder of this season. Juan Mata, I think we'll offload him because he doesn't really get in our 11, does he? Donny van der Beek, I think we should offload him because he's not getting enough opportunities at Manchester United. I think we should also offload Matic. You know, Pogba could still leave, but I hope he doesn't. Phil Jones, get rid of him. I think we'll be looking to get rid of Diego Dalot permanently. He's out on loan with AC Milan at the moment. Romero, get rid of him because he's our third, fourth choice goalkeeper now. Tellez, I think there's a good chance he'll leave. Hasn't been given enough chances at Man United. And De Gea, we could sell him. And as you all know, Jesse Lingard wants a permanent move away from Manchester United. But like I say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does deserve a lot of credit. You know, he's got us to the Europa League final, his first major final as Manchester United manager. You know, we're second in the Premier League. You know, got us to the FA Cup quarter-final this season. Got us to the EFL Cup semi-final as well. Got a very good away record in the Premier League. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for over a year. We are unbeaten in our last 24 Premier League away games. We've been far better away from home than we have been at home this season. That's another reason I was shocked with that 6-2 win yesterday. You know, Ollie did well last season in his first full season, guided us to 3 semi-finals, got us qualification for the Champions League and got us a third place finish. You know, Ollie has made good signings as Man United manager. He's spent almost £300 million so far and he's got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he's come in. He's beaten quite a few big name managers as Man United and I like the way he has promoted the youth. So there are the positives. We appointed Solskjaer in December 2018 to replace Mourinho and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. We give Solskjaer the job permanently 2 years ago, reflecting how well he did as the interim manager. Solskjaer knew though when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. When Solskjaer got appointed in as Man United manager, he assured everybody would get their chances to express themselves, including the young players, and more or less everybody has been given their chances. So there you go. So my next video, I'll be giving you my play ratings from this game, guys. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.